Hello everyone, welcome to Mixed Media Monday. It's the 9th of March. Hello, hello, hello. And I thought for something a little bit different today, we would try to do a mixed media class without any paintbrushes. So we're only going to be using paint palettes, paint palette knives, and a brayer. And that's it. So my brayer has seen better days, but it still works, and so does my palette knives, but they work fantastically. So let's get started. Figured we could do like a bit of a purple background. So because we're using a brayer, I'm not going to use my palette for this bit because I can't obviously get my brayer into my little wells of my what's it called, of my palette. So just gonna peel that one off. That's good collage there. Come in and put down, so I've got a metallic purple, and then I've got a pastel iris, that they call it. Pastel purple. Right, here we go. And with my brayer, it's going to come in. It's going to be fairly textured. There we go. So that is looking pretty good. But just wanted a bit mottly, full coverage. And then if we grab some of our gauze that I got off to the side, we won't use this gauze yet. It's not coloured enough. So let's just come in and try and make a bit of texture by lifting it up. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, if we have a look at this here, we'll just put down some of our orange. So this is a metallic tangerine. And then just a flat orange. And some yellow. We're giving our page some time to dry. And then here's the yellow. Now, because we're not using paint brushes, the paint's going to be a little bit thicker than per usual. It does mean that we might have to use a little bit more paint than what we usually do as well. Okay, so let's see, is that dry enough to palette on? Not really, so let's grab out our heat tool and give it a dry. My desk has moved, so we've got a few different things that are currently on the desk, which is quite good. So let's come in and dry this one real quick. We only want it touch dry, so it doesn't have to be fully dry. There we go. Touch dry. Like a little bit sticky, but nearly dry. So let's grab out our palette knives. So I've got a few different styles of palette knives. I've got a flat one. I've got this one here, which is massive, and I've got a bit of sand texture paste on that one. And then I've got these two, which are pretty much identical, but one I've cleaned and one I haven't cleaned while using. So let's use the one I have cleaned. And come in and get a start. So we'll start with, I think, a bit of the orange. So we just come in and we grab a bit, like peanut butter or your favorite spread. Holding the stencil down. Putting that down there like so. And then adding a bit of white. To our orange. Okay. Another butterfly. And now let's come in over here. The other option we've got, instead of doing it delicately, is we can just come in and go scrape, and see how it turns out. We can do a butterfly over those bits. Put it down, scrape, and just letting it be a bit messy. I do think we need lots of these butterflies though, so let's come in and do this. So with that, we'll just grab a little bit of the orange again and a bit of the white. Right. Few that aren't exactly full of paint, but just using what we've got on the stencil there. I'm getting comfortable with our palette knife. Okay, and then another one up here. I am liking this so far. It is a little bit plain for me, as I don't often only use palette knives. So I'm just thinking. That. And then there. And then what if I think we need some in the middle here. Ain't quite full enough in the middle. What if we did this one? We haven't done this butterfly yet. Just putting it down. Now, I understand if you do a few and then you want to let it dry and then come back and do a few more, because there is a chance that you're going to get, smudge a few of your butterflies if you don't hold up your stencil just a smidge. So, probably a good class to do while having a snack. Right. And then one more butterfly up here, I think. And then only a half butterfly. And there we go. Okay. So it's all about orange butterflies. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to switch out to my flat palette knife and grab this metallic here. Lay it flat with my page because I can do that. Just come in and swipe. So grab a bit from here, spread out that paint along the edge there, and then just swipe. And then grab a bit more. And swipe there. And make sure it spreads across the page there, but we don't get a thick clumpy bit on the spine. So that's not going to help. Okay. So we've got those ones. Then we might just dry this real quick. So let's just get a bit of a drying to it. Right, there we are. Beautiful. What we're just going to do, so I've got a bit of, just going to get rid of the sand texture off the tip of this palette knife I've got. So that's only like a little bit dry, so we're still probably going to get a bit of smudging. But let's come in and get nearly that full pile of yellow. And a little bit of white that's been mixed with orange. Okay, and then let's grab this one. Lay it down flat here. and just scrape across the whole stencil. Then if we come and do it again over this way, and one there. And one there, and then it is looking a little bit messy, but I think we could use a paint pen because it's still not considered a paintbrush, hey? I think so. What do you reckon? The effects of challenging yourself. Now, should we outline our butterflies with yellow, orange, black, or white is the question. I've got black. Let me just... I think that we could even do fluoro orange. Give it some time. Do white. Okay, so let's just come and dry this a bit now. Just dry the yellow. Now we just got to decide which ones we want to keep. Which ones we think we don't want to keep. So this one here. I definitely suggest letting your paint dry for a couple of days before coming in. Okay. Okay. As that one. And then what if we came in... Choosing... few butterflies from each page that we want them to stand out. So that's that one. Just get rid of the paint that's on the tip of the pen there. paint pens that I use don't particularly last very long sometimes. They don't exactly have an easy life in my process. Okay, here we go. It's that one. And this one here. And then here. This one, okay. And then what if came in with this broad paint pen. We added it to the scrapies. So we drew a bit on and added it in just as a bit of a highlight. And we added it to some of our butterflies. But to the ones that we haven't outlined. Do that one there, do this one up here. This one down here. Sorry, I've got hay fever again. It's great fun. Not. Okay, and then let's grab. I think I'm gonna need some white, some yellow, and then some white. What do you think? Just to outline and do a bit more effect. So I've got this yellow fluoro as well. Oh, actually, what if we use the yellow fluoro to draw little butterflies? Let me get you a bit closer so you can see this. Sorry, that was a bit harsher than expected. Okay. How is that for size? There we go. Right. Over here with our mini little butterflies, and if we come and do some over here as well. Make it a kaleidoscope of butterflies. Just little baby ones. Okay, and then what if we came and did a few up here as well? Okay, and now let's grab our orange paint pen. Let's come in and we're going to try and do like a little bit of outlining of some of the scrapies that we've done. And what this does just gives it a bit of body. Sorry, didn't mean to sniffle in the mic right there. Okay, and then let's keep moving around. And then there's that one. And sorry, I think we need a few little linings up here as well. And I reckon we're almost finished. I do think I need to come and black outline just a few more butterflies. Do I have an even number there? It looks odd. Yes, I do. No wonder why it doesn't look exactly right. Our eyes like odd numbers, and I've only outlined 8 butterflies. Golly gosh. Okay, let's come in and outline another 3 butterflies. So that's one of them. And then I want to outline this one here. That's 2. And then I'm thinking, what if I outline the one up here? But I'm not 100% sure what it looks like. I think it's... Okay, and then we add... like, little antennas for all of them. This was harder than I thought it was to not use a paintbrush. That's all I'm thinking. Well, I've also like tried not to use my fingers as well because I'm quite comfortable with painting with my fingers, but I know some people aren't, so tried not to. What if just got a little bit of this acrylic ink, put it in one of the wells of my palette. Lift it up to show you. Just grab some and flick it on. Yep. Just a little bit. And what if we got a bit of white and there's one other stencil. One second, I'm just finding it. I know. I was thinking of script, but I think something else. This one here. The original butterfly stencil. Or the original butterfly border. Okay. We're just going to apply that white paint to the... That's because this palette knife wasn't dirty yet too. So... Now let's do... that one there. And then do one down here. Scraping down here. It's that one. And then just one more. And I think it also along the edge. But up here. And there. We have it, I think. I reckon that's us done. The only thing I would do is... I think I'd come in with the white pen and just do like a few little dots, but that's just for my own little texture thing. You can't really see them when you're far away. That's just for me. I know that they're there. There, and I did some... Oh. Got some paint on the tip. 1 minute. Sorry. There we go. It's always not a fun thing when you get paint on the tip of it. And then another bit up here. And there we go. That there is our Mixed Media Monday class. I hope you have all enjoyed it. Our zero paintbrush art journal page. It was pretty fun, I gotta admit, but we will be back to using paintbrushes next week. We have lots on at Scrapbook Fantasies this week. Just keep an eye on our socials, and thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful time making this mixed media project. And the two new stencils we used are from the new collection, Vintage Easter, but you'd never have guessed once we added the orange and the yellow. But thank you so much for coming, and we'll see you all very soon. I can't wait to see what you create. Bye. Thank you. Bye.